Freeze it! Elevate! Fire! Reload! Make ready! Freeze it! Elevate! Fire!
Bring them up to the poise.
No, wait, that's crazy.
All right, bring him down to the order. Now, I know you've been fighting these last 2 days. I also know we lost a lot of men. I've heard right now 2,800 of them, either wounded or captured by the enemy over these last 2 days of fighting. Also, during these heavy rains, I understand a lot of the gunpowder is spoiled. So I'm going to have a discussion this afternoon with the officers about a possible evacuation of the island back to New York. But I have some words of encouragement here for you first. Remember, the time is near at hand, which must probably determine whether Americans are to be free men or slaves, whether they are to have any property they can call their own, whether their houses, farms are to be pillaged or destroyed, and themselves consigned to a state of wretchedness from which no human effort will deliver them. The fate of unborn millions will now depend on you, under God, on the courage and conduct of this army. Our cruel and unrelenting enemy leaves us only the choice of a brave resistance, of the most abject submission. We have therefore to resolve to conquer or to die. Our own country's honor call upon us for a vigorous and manly exertion, and if we now shamefully fail, we shall become infamous to the whole world. Let us then rely on the goodness of our cause and the aid of the Supreme Being, in whose hand victory is to emanate and encourage us to great and noble actions. The eyes of all our countrymen are upon us, and we shall have their blessings, praises, if happily we are the instruments of saving them from the tyranny mediated against them. Now, I have some 8 points to discuss with my officers this afternoon. Now, some of them have to deal with the condition of the Army at the moment. First one, because our advance party has met with a defeat and the wood was lost where we expected to make principal stand. Second, the great loss sustained in the death or captivity of several valuable officers and their battalions, or a large portion of them, had occasioned great confusion and discouragement among our troops. The heavy rain which fell these last 2 days and nights without intermission has injured the arms and spoiled a great part of the ammunition. 4, from the time the Army moved from Flatbush, several large ships have endeavored to get up, as supposed, into the East River to cut off our communications. 5, upon consulting with persons of knowledge of the harbor, there were an opinion that the small ships might come between Long Island and Governor's Island. 6, through our lines, fortified by some strong redoubts, yet a great part of them are weak, being abatted with brush and affording no strong cover, so that there was reason to apprehend they might be forced, which would put our troops in confusion. 7, the divided state of the troops renders our defense very precautious. And 8, because the enemy has sent several ships of war into Long Island Sound to a place called Flushing Bay, and from the information I have received from that part of their troops were moving across Long Island that way, there was reason to apprehend they meant to pass over land and form an encampment above the King's Bridge on Harlem's Creek. My orders are, by this evening, to have Colonel Glover ferry over the remaining of our 9,500 troops. Excellent work, gentlemen. Excellent work, lads. Thank you very much for your service, and hopefully we will leave unscathed. Hopefully everything will be working out well for us. I will make sure I supervise and be the last man off the island. Thank you.
3 cheers for General Washington! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray! Hip hip! Hooray!
Thank you, sir. And thank you, good people, to the village of Brookland.
Yay!
Justin! Joliot! Pilot! Pause your pilot! Ready to dismiss! Dismiss!
Given that my office on the 17th of August, 1776, whereas a bombardment and attack upon the city of New York by our cruel and inveterate enemy may be hourly expected, and as there are great numbers of women, children, and infirm persons yet remaining in the city whose continuance will rather be prejudicial than advantageous to the army, and their persons exposed to great danger and hazard, I do therefore recommend it to all such persons, as they value their own safety and preservation, to remove with all expedition out of said town at this critical period, trusting that with the blessing of heaven upon the American arms, they may soon return to it in perfect security. And I do enjoin and require all the officers and soldiers in the Army under my command to forward and assist such persons in their compliance with this recommendation, given under my hand at headquarters, New York City.